So we're just going to start the food forest tour off with our blue java. Our banana rack there. Not a heap of bananas and not huge bananas, but as I've said in previous videos, there's so much to a banana plant that I love. The look of them, the fact that you can use them as a fertilizer. So the fruit are a bonus, but the last rack we got off the dwarf cav was really delicious. So looking forward to trying these blue javas. Still haven't thinned out any of the pups. Sweet potato has done what we wanted it to do and formed a beautiful ground cover, but making it hard to get in. Actually, I see a weed right down there. That'll be fun to get. And our apple, which is the dwarf pixie. We've got some nice apples. There's some more down here. Still yet to eat an apple off these trees, but the Crimson Crisp, we have some nice ones here. This is the one that the birds continuously get into. So they're the, oh no, we've got another one here. So they haven't left me a lot, but I'm hoping to get a feed out of these ones. Then, dwarf cav, no fruit. Like I just mentioned, we've just harvested, so probably be a while before we get another lot off this one. Some nice some pups growing down there. We have volunteer Cape Gooseberry, just leaving that go. And mullein doing really good. I've actually just started a project in the house where I've got some rope up, some jute string, and I'm going to start drying it in the kitchen as more of a sort of display. So where I'm going to do a little video on that to show you what I mean by that. But some of these older leaves just need to be cut out and probably put in the compost, but some of these I'll cut up and hang inside to dry. Then we've got the dwarf red ducker. I love this one, and apparently it's going to be hard for me to get this one to fruit in my climate, but I just love it so much. Like, I don't think I'd even get rid of it if I don't get fruit of it, because those beautiful red stems, stunning. We did some trimming of some melons and stuff yesterday and just dropped them around the base. Got quite a few pups amongst it, so could probably cut some of them out soon, but it's just beautiful. And as you can see, the melons, they got powdery mildew, so I came through yesterday, spent quite a lot of time trimming back some leaves. I'm hoping that might help it a bit. Like in previous videos, my dog took the label, so I'm not sure which is which, but this could be like the baby, sugar baby by the looks, watermelon. Then we have our Bangkok apple guava. More new growth, but no fruit. And again, don't know which this watermelon is, but we only have one. I did have two, but they started rotting away after they got to about this big. So far, only the one. Elderberry, looking a little worse for wear. I might trim it back in winter or spring and see if I can get it to bush out a bit more. Haven't planted it in the ground because they can just start popping up everywhere, and I'm not really wanting to have to chase that around, pulling it out of the ground. We have Fantasia nectarine. If you see my last video, this probably didn't even have a leaf on, or maybe just starting, so you can see how quickly it's grown and all the new growth that we're getting. It's looking pretty good. No fruit, but I do get all these shoots coming off it, off the roots, and it's really annoying. I'm just constantly pulling them out. It's just putting all its energy into things it shouldn't be. And I've been told that you can't stop that. So we've got some berries on the elderberry. So that's pretty cool. Some more here. Actually, shows you how much I have actually paid attention to the elderberry. I've not even noticed. So this is our Washington navel orange, and as you can see, still not looking great. It looks like it's hungry, although it's been fed with multiple things trying to get it to recover. As I've said in previous videos, if things don't start recovering in terms of my citrus, I may just replace them and start again. I have done that with my Eureka lemon already. I've just planted some cowpeas around the base of it, hoping to replace some of the nitrogen, wondering if sometimes my dogs will dig if they've actually put too much wood chips into around the roots of this plant, and maybe that's why I'm getting the yellowing. But again, not sure. I've tried everything, so I planted these cowpeas just to put some nitrogen back into the soil. Then we have this melon. It's a yon door, and it's quite prolific actually. Like, it's pretty crazy. There's like melons everywhere on this. I have one out the front which the bottle gourd has taken over, but there is quite a few melons out the front. So I'll definitely be doing this one again next year. I harvested one for my sister to try, so I haven't actually tried it yet, but she said it was absolutely delicious. So then we have my dwarf almond, which is just constantly growing. Like, it's pretty impressive. Quite like this tree. As I've said previously, again, I've only can see the one almond, which is right there. Can't say I've looked that thoroughly because there could be more, but we'll see how we go next year. And then back up there, the blue java, we have the strawberry guava. So not really much new growth, but it's not dying. So strawberries, and the Japanese seedless mandarin, which has a heap of new growth. So basically from there up, and again here, and on that side too. So this citrus is doing really well, hopefully continues to do so. Again, just got some cowpeas around it. Will help with the heat that we're going to be getting. On top of what heat we've already had, it's going to get worse. So that'll be good. Some more strawberries. More melons again, dog's taking the tag. And this one, I believe, is the Pink Supreme guava. It actually has some fruit developing, so that's pretty cool. It's actually the first time I've noticed that as well, so, and some new growth. That's looking pretty healthy. More melons. Again, don't know what they are. This is the black sapote. I was actually watching a YouTube video yesterday, and they said, from a lady in Melbourne who said they do not like our heat and will get scorched. So far, with our heat that we've had, it's looking not so bad. And all this damage is actually from a hailstorm we had in winter, so I can't see any sun damage as yet, but I will keep an eye on it. So we're still getting new growth. It's looking pretty happy. Head back over this way, and it's our chili bushes. My son has been raiding them, which has been great. We've got a variegated capsicum, which was a volunteer. This is my variegated Eureka lemon that replaced my other lemon that wasn't doing so great. Yeah, it's getting citrus leaf minor, as you can see. I have not sprayed it with the kaolin clay yet, which I usually would do quite regularly, and when I do that I have no troubles with it, but I will have to get onto that pretty quick. More cowpeas around this, and a random cowpea. Got some volunteer, could be capsicums, could be chilies, tomatoes from where our old compost used to be, and a couple of weeds. Again, don't know what this melon is. It was getting suffocated by the pumpkin, because if you watched my last video, the pumpkin just took over everything. So, yet to see what this one is. Another volunteer chili. This is a red cherry chili. I thought that this would die, and it hasn't. It's also got a green chili in it. If you can look in this pot, there's like just so many in there. So obviously this was a plant that I had no intentions of keeping, but it's done its own thing, so let's just let that go. This is the Eureka lemon I took out from where I replaced it with the variegated lemon. Still not looking great. Not that concerned about it, but I'll just let it sit there, and I've fed it and done everything to it. Some comfrey, a dog covered in ants, some sage, comfrey, cowpeas around the now chopped down blood orange. I got sick of this trying to pamper it, so I have just chopped everything off like I did with this one, and it shot back. I'm going to give that a try. If it doesn't work, then we're going to go buy another one and chuck that in here. So, another type of melon. I have no idea what it is. I'm really going to have to use those copper tags I've used on the other plants, I think, to stop my dog taking the labels away. This is a volunteer pumpkin. I have no idea what it is. It's a weird shape, so I have a couple actually, but I don't know what it is. So, and then we have lemon cherry guava, and we got one fruit that's just about ripe, so I'll finally actually get to try it. Looking forward to that. And we have quite a few other fruit. Nasturtium not doing so well. Another elderberry tree. Doesn't look like we have any berries on this one. And this is my Newell's mandarin. Now this one, my husband kept saying, we've got to get rid of it. It's doing nothing. And I had faith. And it's actually started to grow quite strongly, so apart from the citrus leaf miner, it's doing really well. Oh, we've got some more volunteer tomatoes down here amongst the melons. A raspberry that's not liking the sun at all. And these are the pumpkins that we've grown. So we've got about 6 of them, so we've got some more over there as well so far. And we've got boysenberry back there. This is the Indian guava. Doesn't look like there's any fruit, but lots of new growth. So that's really good. And this one actually, my dog had chewed it down you can see where I cut it. I thought it was dead because he'd chewed it right down, and it's shot out all these branches. So every one of these branches is actually new, so that's pretty cool. We've got an artichoke, and then another variegated capsicum, mulberry, no fruit. Oh yes, we actually do have fruit. Now I can see why the birds have been in here. That's pretty cool. My husband will be happy with that because he is the one who loves the mulberries. And we got volunteer section happening here. We have potatoes. We have some kind of chili, which I'm not sure what type it is because it all grew from my compost. Another type of melon. We have pepino. These are doing really good. I haven't got any fruit off them yet, but I have one that has been fruiting. I'm just waiting for them to ripen. This is also a volunteer. I think it's some kind of pumpkin. And if we follow its trunk, leader, whatever you want to call it, back, it's come from where I've had a compost. So if we follow it back again, you see I've cut off all the dead leaves, but I have this fruit. It looks weird, like some sort of squash, but I've not bought one, so I don't know how it ended up in my compost. So I was gonna rip this out yesterday, but I'm like, I need to know what this fruit is. So I'm just gonna leave it and see what happens with that. I found most of them were getting to about this size and then rotting. So this may be the only one, but we'll see. Then back we have Tangelo. Also not doing well, but I have planted the cowpeas for nitrogen. I have fertilized it, I've done everything with it, but I'm just noticing the thing is, when I was getting new growth on this, it was actually coming out in like pin leaves, and I've shown you that in another video. Actually, perfect example is that. You see the pin leaves? I call them pin leaves because they don't form into proper leaves, and then they fall off, as you can see. But we have some growth down here, quite a bit all over, so I might just see. I've done some cutting on it to try and stimulate some new growth, so I'm hoping it's not crappy new growth like that bit I just showed you, and this does something, because I just don't understand what's going on with my citrus. I've got the black sapote is doing really well, and apparently that's really hard to grow, but yet I'm getting that to grow and not citrus, which should be in abundance in my area, really. And we have the gooseberry, red pineapple, some more melons. Actually, I think this rock melon right here looks like it's just about ready. I picked 2 of these yesterday as well. It's not quite, oh, there we go. Oh yeah, you can smell its ripeness. So that's, in 2 days I have 3 rock melons. Not the biggest. This is called the Hale's Best, and I noticed that you can get the giant Hale's Best. So I might do that next year, because these are pretty small. And I grew these for my son, and he'll literally eat that in one sitting, so I'll go with the bigger ones next year. We have honeydew. Again, I lost a lot of these leaves yesterday with the with the powdery mildew. And then what? We have a very patient dog. We have the UFO chili. It's quite a nice ornamental, which is also a volunteer. And my husband's planted all these, which we thought were capsicums, along the footpath, you can see. And also elephant garlic. But most of them ended up being chilies, not actually capsicums, so it doesn't matter. Either way, we'll eat them. And then another variegated capsicum. Another melon, which is going crazy up onto the trellis. No fruit yet that I've seen. Haven't checked in a couple of days though. But a very healthy looking plant. I did plant a bottle gold, a loofah, and I believe this is it. I thought it died because it wasn't doing too well. Then this watermelon took over. But then a couple of days ago I noticed this climbing up, and it has different leaves to everything else, so I'm assuming that is the loofah. You can see a little bit of it down here as well, but that isn't looking like very good growth, but I think that would be the wood chips. Then this is my cucumber. It's been very prolific. It's just, as soon as you harvest a bowl full, like 20, you're just getting more. So I really like this one. We have some more melons. Again, don't know what they are. We have echinacea. These are finally starting to do something. They've been just stagnant for ages. Some more melons. This melon's doing not too bad. And nashi pear. Now, if any of you know why the leaves are going black, that would be great too. I'm not sure if it's the heat or if it's some kind of fungus, because I've never grown nashi pears before. It was looking really healthy. So this has only developed since we've been getting the heat, but I'm not sure. Now, The echinacea, looking pretty good. And this is my pepinos. So we've got 3 there, looking pretty good, not quite ripe yet. And then we have another one on this side. Could be more, and we've got some more developing. So, this is a really cool plant. It just propagates so easily, so I'm loving this. I'm just chucking it everywhere. I've got quite a few. Then, I believe this is another strawberry guava. Or lemon. It would help if you read the sign. Yes, it's a strawberry guava. Not looking the best. I have fertilized it, but we are getting fruit. The leaves look terrible. That you can see the yellow with the veining, but we have flowers and lots of little fruits. So that's pretty cool. We have another red ducker banana, and you can see where all my sweet potatoes getting damaged, and you can see the culprit right there. I'm starting to call him Lure because all you see is his tail, and that there is the culprit to why my sweet potato is getting squashed, isn't it, buddy? Buddy. Yes, guilt. More blueberries. This one's getting some fruit. Excuse my dogs, please. This one's looking really healthy, and this one is getting lots of new growth. So I'm quite happy with planting them in the ground. Oh, and my kiwi berry. So, let's see, you see it? It's finally working its way up the trellis in a few different sections. It's getting quite some good new growth. As you can see, the old leaves are just dying off, which I have found happens from time to time. It is being taken over a bit by the watermelon, but in the heat it actually, I think it would be beneficial if the watermelon's over it a bit, because the heat really takes it out of it. But as you can see, I've actually put this shade cloth up, and now this is just temporary, so please don't judge on the execution, but yeah, that's just to keep it shaded. And I redid my shade around my mangoes and avocados. So in here we have bacon avocado, Parma mango, Hass avocado, and my mango. So I'll get some footage, and I'll stick the camera underneath and get some footage of those. Hopefully they're still looking okay, but I've actually enclosed it fully. It's actually getting some new growth on top, which I've only just noticed. And then we have the bacon avocado. Looking pretty good. Now I'm actually going to lift the shade cloth up from the ground about so high, so the wind can get underneath it and just keep some air in, and I can check on it. Because at the moment, if I have to undo one bolt and army crawl under it, which isn't convenient. And then we have the Nam Dok Mai, which is looking pretty good. All the damage is just from a previous hailstorm, but apart from that, all the new growth is great growth. And then our lamb Hass avocado, which is looking very healthy. Quite impressed with it. I can't remember one of these, which species it is, but it's got beautiful new growth. If you watched my last video, I'm pretty sure I had them in the ground, but they were really small, and it's just doing great. And the stem has gotten so thick. I need to cut this grass from around it. At some stage this would be wood chips, just not yet. I've got these around because it's not actually a woody trunk on these, so I don't want to have my dogs running around like crazy and snap them. And this is my broadleaf papaya. Some of these leaves look terrible and they were like that when I brought it. I think I've only had it about a month, but you can see some of this is damage from when I had these in a teepee style. So I've only just recently put them around. So that's just damage off the leaves rubbing on there, but all of that is just damage from rubbing on there. You can see the beautiful new growth coming through, these broad leaves, and they will get a lot bigger than this too. So I'm really looking forward to these. I love watching these grow. They almost grow in front of your eyes. And just another normal papaya. I say normal. If I can find the tag, I'll let you know what they are. Apparently all three are bisexual, so let's just hope that's accurate. But they are a beautiful plant. I don't know why, but I'm just fascinated by the look of it. Just some rosemary pineapple. I'll be doing a video on pineapples soon. I have not harvested any, so it won't be anything where I can show you me harvesting a pineapple, and these are the pineapples I got as slips from the store in Canning Vale. Another one I've grown from the head. This is one of the slips as well. As you can see, it's very hard to grow stuff with my dogs at times. But it's not dead. It's not as good as that one up there, but it's not dead. This is one off a head again. And then another slip. Just realised I'm missing a pineapple. So I had 4 bigger ones that I'd grown from a head. And there is only 3. I'm guessing I have dogs to thank for that. Not this one. He's a good dog. He's an old boy. And we have the dog poo compost. We have prairie coneflower and just some succulents in amongst that. Just recently we brought miracle berry or miracle fruit, which when you eat one, you can eat anything sour and it just tastes sweet. Probably more of a novelty than anything, but you know. It's our second compost bay full. We're up at 50 degrees, which is great for the weed seeds. Hopefully it sticks around there. Then we have this one, which we're just getting ready to turn actually. This one's only sitting on 40, has been up around 50, and I'm hoping once we turn it to the middle, it will get a bit hotter again because I have a lot of weed seeds in there. Got some capsicum, variegated capsicum, and I chucked it in my dog's pool because it was dying, and I never get over here to water it. It's just a pond, overgrown pond with catmint, mugwort, Queensland arrowroot, sweet potato, and it is overgrown, but I leave it for the fish that are in there, make sure that they don't get too sun scorched. But you can see the watercress. It does not like the summer, and I don't touch it until it starts doing that, so I'm going to have to start getting that out. Another garden bed I've made. So that catmint was a volunteer already in here, but I have planted calendula and some silver beet seeds, and you can see them growing. So this is the calendula, and you can see this is probably the silver beet because you can see the red stems on them. This is our tomatoes. We've got echinacea and calendula in here, some lemon basil. I did a tomato video not long ago, and everything was looking great, and then we had like 40-degree day and it scorched all the leaves of the tomatoes. I lost one tomato, which is where this empty string is. But you can see there's like not many leaves left. And as this bed was really a trial and just to fill it, you can see like I'm getting tomatoes. Like this is, you know, more of a bonus harvest than anything. So I'm not too concerned. But my beautiful tall one has no leaves except for the top. But what I'm doing, because I wanted to trial having the 2 litres to see what would happen. And down here there's another leader growing just here, as you can see. And this is really close to the bottom, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to let this grow. And when all this is done, I'm going to cut this off here and then regrow that up. So another trial for me. But apart from that, I didn't lose them completely, so I guess that's a good thing. Again, just some tomatoes. These ones aren't looking great. My dogs run through there when they're running. They also pee there, so those tomatoes aren't doing great. This is all beneficial insect mix. We have some spinach, lots of spinach. We have pet grass for the dogs to eat. They don't tend to eat it. Beneficial insect mix, mushroom plant, sage. So I managed to track down some chaya, or Mexican spinach tree, and managed to make these cuttings. There's quite a few here. And I was actually worried they're gonna die, and I was told not to use the green, but I did anyway, because you should be using the woody part. You can see there's new growth. There's new growth on the green ones. I'm like, I might actually get all of these to survive, so I'm quite excited. And I have shown you at the front, I had a lemon sherbet geranium, and I told you if you see them at Bunnings, grab one because they smell absolutely divine. I managed to find them yesterday, and I brought 4. I can smell it already just from moving it. It's so beautiful. Definitely go to Bunnings, try and find them. There's some goji berries in here. My husband has a plan for them. And that's pretty much it. Take it easy, and thanks for watching.